Good morning, Al, and all your Shaklee friends. We want to congratulate you on your success and achievements in Shaklee.
Elaine was convinced or talked into by Joan, who was a great salesperson, into allowing them to come to our house on the 10th of December, '63. And it was a raging blizzard outside, horrible blizzard. And at 7 o'clock precisely, the only time he's ever been on time in his life, he got there with Joan. And he came in and he had 2 suitcases in his hand, and he sat down in the middle of the floor and started talking. And I was very polite. I watched a hockey game while he talked. And this was a 15-minute conversation, and it lasted a little over 4 hours.
Well, Chuck and I got involved in Shaklee on November 1st of 1969, and it was a couple of weeks later that Chuck and I were encouraged to go to a Shaklee meeting, and at that meeting we heard Al and Joan speak, and after the meeting I said to Chuck, "You expect us to do what those people are doing?" Because I said, there's no way that I am ever going to go on stage and do what those people are doing. Just don't even plan on it.
Nelson Mandela one time said something like, don't judge me by my success. Judge me by the number of times that I failed and got back up. And that would be Al Hegerman.
We, back in 1971, went to a powwow, I think it was called, in Minneapolis, and we saw Dr. Shaklee, but we heard Al Hegerman give the sales plan, the income opportunity, and that was really the first time that we knew that there was an income. We just were sharing products and getting excited, and so we really owe Al the fact that we understood. Well, we didn't really understand it probably.
But that was the start of our business.
But that was really the beginning.
One of the first things my sponsor did for me was to take me to a Monday night Hegerman meeting. And once I experienced that meeting, I never wanted to miss. It was very inspiring. And those Monday night meetings were very important for me, as you were a terrific model in so many ways. And those meetings helped pave the way, if you will.
What a teacher. I mean, he just put it all together, explaining what Shaklee had to offer.
I think I didn't actually meet him, apart from seeing him on stage perhaps, until I moved here. And then I got to, because I lived close by and he had open meetings, I loved the heck out of him because I could bring my people to his meetings, and it was just very, again, generous and open, and I got to meet the people in the area, and we had a grand time.
They treated us really very well. They had special incentives. If you did it, they gave us things when you got ranks and whatnot, and we were always guests in their home. And so it was really like family, and our kids grew up together. And there isn't a great deal more you can say, except you're very grateful for the relationship that you had with these people, because in sales, it's a cutthroat business. Shaklee wasn't that way.
And so to be able to have that meeting to go to be welcomed, to have a cup of coffee, to learn things, to share what we all knew, made a huge difference, and a very personal one for me, because those were my new Shaklee family and friends.
You were doing the meetings every week and talking about the company, the products, and the opportunity. And that's what we also followed, bottom line.
We'd only been in a short time, and the Burke said, gee, you got to come to Minneapolis. Al Hegerman is going to be having quite a meeting. Dr. Shaklee was here with Al. There were well over 1,000 people in attendance. And that gave us confirmation that, hey, a lot of people were involved.
And the meeting I remember the most was the night Al was speaking, and he pulled out a most recent bonus check for over $10,000. And I said, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I want to do. I want to do what Al and Joan have proven that a person can do.
They had a set system that they worked, and they worked it consistently. And what they taught us is that if you work consistently and develop a system that works for you, there's no way that you can't be successful.
I think the thing that I learned from Al Hegerman and from Dr. Shaklee, they were kind of peas in pod kind of thing, was that to be successful, you had to see the people. You can be an expert on every product in the product line. You can know the marketing plan inside and out, but if you're not seeing the people, you're not going to get too far.
When we grew up with these people that are there year after year, and now generation after generation, it's a long, long time. A long time to have that influence and see this business is for real. There's a consistency there that you see these master coordinators, these lifetime masters, and I grew up with one and I understand the way they work and act, but to have that such longevity is amazing.
They were a wonderful example to all of us in the Twin Cities area. And we were particularly excited when they made master coordinator, because we now had a leader in the area who was the first master coordinator. And as a result of that, all of us were really eager to make master coordinator too. And it was as a result of him setting the example that we decided that we were going to go for master coordinator.
Like many others in Shaklee, you were a great positive influence on Marguerite and I when we were evaluating and committing to the Shaklee program. Because of that decision, we have enjoyed many years of Shaklee success.
If I were to describe Al Hegerman in one word, he is a legend. He was Shaklee's very first master coordinator. He saw the vision of what and how somebody could transform their health, their wealth, and their life by helping, in his case, literally hundreds of thousands of people through a health and financial transformation.
He was the pioneer. He was the one who showed us the way. And I think because of him being a police officer and Joan a housewife, as they started, or homemaker, as they started this, it sort of gave everyone the feeling that they could do it too.
He had the ability and the foresight to make a decision over 50 years ago, which allowed him to take control of his life and to live a life on his own terms. And at the end of the day, not only has he done that, but through his example of what he and his wife have built, he has inspired so many others with his story of success to live life on their own terms.
And his speech was, "I do not choose to be a common man."
I do not choose to be a common man. It is my right to be uncommon if I can. I seek opportunity, not security. I want to take the calculated risk to dream and to build, to fail and to succeed. It is my heritage to stand erect, proud and unafraid, to think and to act for myself, to enjoy the benefits of my creations, and to face the world boldly and to say, "This I have done."
And those thoughts that he did in that short speech helped me understand what the Shaklee business is all about.
I want to say that in the last 12 years that I've had the privilege of knowing you, Al, I feel that my life has been enhanced by our relationship. I deeply appreciate your partnership, and I am truly inspired by your example of how to create a life on your own terms by helping others live a better one, and that's the kind of life that I want to live as well. So thank you for being an inspiration not only to millions of members of our Shaklee family, but also to me and Sloan and my children.
We really owe a lot to you, Al, and both Joan and Carol have carried on and been such an inspiration. And so it's been a wonderful ride, and it's not over yet. So congratulations again on great inspiration and leadership in the field.
Thank you, Al, for your leadership and inspiration, and especially your friendship.
I would just like to thank them immensely for being so open and sharing and generous and setting a good example for the rest of us to follow. I'm trying, Al, I'm trying. I don't think I can walk in your shoes, but I'm certainly going to keep working on it. And thanks for doing all you've done and giving all you've given.
He had a company that has such integrity, and he saw that. He has a company that has not just a vision, but something you can do it with and make such incredible success. And at the same time, have touch so many lives positively, and that's what I love about Shaklee. And he saw that. And it wasn't just the money, it's being able to help people have their dreams filled and their dreams filled and others' dreams filled down for generations. And I really, really like that. So he is someone that you can look up to and say, this business is for real.
One thing I admire about Al, he used to be a cop there in Minneapolis and drive a black and white car. And the other people jokingly kidded with him. He says, okay, Soapy, referring to his basic H sales. But that didn't bother him. And it was his determination just to make this thing go, and he knew it was going to go. And you could just feel that about him. There wasn't any question that he knew where he was going to go. And it's kind of fun. He said, those other guys called me Soapy, but look at me now.